മുഖ്യമന്ത്രി പിണറായി വിജയൻ സംസാരിക്കുന്നു.
സഹോദരി സഹോദരന്മാരെ, നമ്മുടെ ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ ധാരാളം മലയാളികളല്ലാത്തവർ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അവർക്ക് മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ വിഷമമാകും. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആദ്യ ഭാഗം കുറച്ച് ഭാഗം ഞാൻ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ പറയാമെന്നാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. ഇവിടെ നമ്മുടെ ഈ സമരത്തെ അഭിവാദ്യം ചെയ്യാൻ ദേശീയ നേതാക്കൾ വേദിയിലുണ്ട്. ഇനിയും ഒട്ടേറെ പേർ എത്തിച്ചേരാനുമുണ്ട്. അവർ പറയുന്നത് കേൾക്കലും വളരെ പ്രധാനമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് വളരെ കൂടുതൽ കാര്യങ്ങളിലേക്ക് കടന്നു പോകുന്നതിൽ അനൗചിത്യമുണ്ട്. എങ്കിലും കേരളം എന്തുകൊണ്ട് ഇത്തരമൊരു സമരത്തിലേക്ക് വരേണ്ടി വന്നു എന്നത് പറയാതിരിക്കുന്നതും അനൗചിത്യമാകും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ രണ്ട് അനൗചിത്യത്തിൻ്റെ നടുക്കാണ് ഞാൻ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അഥവാ ദീർഘിച്ചു പോകുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ക്ഷമിക്കണമെന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് ആദ്യമേ തന്നെ പറയാനുള്ളത്. Dear friends and comrades, greetings to you all. Today we are at a historical juncture of the Indian Republic. A democracy that was envisaged as a union of states is slowly and steadily being crippled into an undemocratic union over states. We are seeing its manifestations around the country, especially in opposition-ruled states. We have all come together to register our strong protest against this and to preserve the federal structure of India. Today, we are marking the beginning of a renewed fight that would herald a dawn of ensuring equitable treatment of the states. This fight would also strive to maintain a balance in the center-state relations. Thus, the 8th of February 2024 is going to be a red-letter day in the history of the Republic of India. At the outset, let me extend a warm welcome and convey greetings to all those who have gathered here representing various state governments and opposition political parties. The fight to ensure that India remains a sovereign, secular, democratic republic with federalism as its hallmark will be a long-drawn one. Let this be an opportunity for all of us to reaffirm our commitment to this struggle. Over the years, the Union has been making laws that encroach upon the state's powers and duties in several sectors, even on law and order, which is absolutely in the state's list in the Constitution. Laws have been made by the Union in agriculture, education, power, and cooperation, and so on, crippling the state's rights. Even a ministry for cooperation has been formed. Multinational agreements are being entered into on issues that affect the states without seeking the state's opinion, let alone getting their consent. These are all telling examples of how the rights of states are being trampled upon and how India is being changed into an undemocratic union over states. However, the body blow to India's federal structure is coming from the union eating into the state's financial resources. It is being alleged that the same people who wax eloquent about cooperative federalism have tried to undercut the resources to be allocated to the states by the Finance Commission. On top of that, we are seeing the union's allocation for their own schemes coming down year after year, while the states are being forced to chip in more and more. As it is, the states are having to shoulder the major burden of expenses in the country. According to RBI reports, the states are having to cover a substantial 65% of the country's total expenses, with the union's contribution being only 35%. But when it comes to revenue sharing, it goes in the reverse direction. The union government pockets about 65% and the states are left with only 35%. States have to meet 65% of the expenses with only 35% of the revenue. Even in the interim budget that was presented a few days back, the states are being further squeezed as the loans given for capital expenditures have been reduced. Despite the union having a lower share than the states in many central schemes, they are keen to brand them. They even go to the extent of saying that funds will not be issued if there is no branding. Branding is essentially labeling. By doing so, the self-worth of the beneficiaries of such schemes is being questioned. No responsible government that sees development and welfare as people's genuine rights can name and shame their own citizens. Let us take the examples of Kerala's Life Mission. So far, 3,74,508 houses have been built under it. A total of rupees 17,104 crores and 87 lakhs has been spent for it. The union share in it is merely rupees 2,081 crore 69 lakhs only, a paltry 12.17%. 87.83% of it has been borne by the government of Kerala and LSGDs in Kerala. Even in this project, they are adamant that they should be named. If not, they say that they will withhold even their minuscule share, just because the union demands that their name board should be kept. Let us not be under any illusion that this project is their benevolence. Just imagine the pitiable scene of a poor man's house bearing the mark that it is somebody else's gift. To put such a mark amounts to an insult on the self-esteem of the concerned family and would result in a shameful stigma that they will have to suffer even after generations. We would like to make it very clear that the state of Kerala will in no way allow it to happen. We see a rapid rise in the union's revenue earned through cess and surcharge. They need not be shared with the states as they do not come under the divisible pool. There has been a rise of 133% in collection of major cess and surcharge levied by the union government on various products between 2017-18 and 2022-23. It went up from rupees 2,18,553 crore to rupees 5,10,549 crore during that 5-year period. Despite amassing all this revenue, not a single penny from it is shared with the states. We all know what has happened with the GST compensation. It was regularly being delayed, and it was when many of us state governments decided to approach the Honorable Supreme Court together that the Union government disbursed arrears. The revenue neutral rate that was predicted when GST was being rolled out is said to be achieved. Yet, GST compensation has been done away with. When GST was introduced, there were some calculations by the Ministry of Finance that envisaged that in order to be revenue neutral, the average GST rate must be at least 17%. Until we achieve that specific benchmark, the Union government is obliged to continue GST compensation. The current average rate is only 11.4%. States had to give up considerable financial rights so that GST could be introduced. Now we should stand together to ensure that what is rightfully ours is not denied. ഇവിടെ കേരളത്തെ സംബന്ധിച്ച്